I have signed off one afternoon, and a female voice of unusual quality says in rhythm, "I stay in this house." Because someone had said in the previous recording that they wanted to talk to me, I turned the microphone over to them again for any message they wish to bring. A clear voice, in singing mode, sings, "Hello." One morning, two individuals announced their presence by saying, "Eileen." This is immediately followed with, "Dean here." One morning when I ask if I have friends here, someone tells me in unusual rhythm, "You still like me." You will hear me ask if I have friends with me at this time. An excited voice says, "You have Sandra and Watson."
Please tell me if I have friends with me at this time. Thank you.
An unknown individual by the name of Edgar had whispered his name as I was signing off one evening. The following morning, I turned the microphone over to Edgar, or to anyone else who would like to bring a message. A loud female voice says in rhythm, "You have to say something." One evening, my friend Ron Stallings called and asked if I would try to find out from those on the other side some information concerning a boat that was docked in the Annapolis harbor. A friend of theirs owned this boat and had had numerous problems with it. Some of the situations which had arisen with the boat seemed to have a paranormal origin. Although the friend planned to sell the boat, she wanted more information about it. I agreed to try to do this. That evening before going to bed, I made one recording and requested that my unseen friends try to bring someone to me during the first recording the next morning who could answer questions about the boat magic. The next morning when I first began to record, I asked if I had someone present to answer my questions about the boat. A hoarse, accented voice replied, "That is so." Five counters later, they add "storm damage" to it. One evening, someone says my name in a loud voice of unusual quality, "Sally." I have signed off one evening, and a voice says, "Thank you, I'll be back."
But I do hope to speak to you again tomorrow morning, and that as many of my friends as possible be here at that time to speak to me. Until then, thank you for your help. Good night.
The word aura comes through clearly. Since those on the other side had brought up the subject of auras, one day I decided to try to explore this further with them. In this next segment, you can hear me ask if they are able to see the auras of Earth plane individuals. A loud, clear voice answers, yes.
Please tell me if in the spirit world you are able to see the auras of Earth plane individuals. Thank you.
You will hear me ask if I do have friends here. A voice of unusual quality answers, there's two here.
Please tell me if I do have friends here at this time. Thank you.
This next message is another example of their using words with which we are unfamiliar. I have turned the microphone over to anyone who wishes to speak, and a voice says, in an even rhythm, I'll be back. I'll play with my Ari. You will hear me ask if they are aware of time passing in their world. Someone gives the puzzling answer, yes, we are the opposite.
Please tell me if you are aware of time passing in your world. Thank you.
Someone says in a voice of unusual quality, I've upset you. On Saturday, June 23rd, someone said clearly, that is Friday. Two days later, on June 25th, someone tells me, remember, it's Friday. About a minute later comes the additional message, remember, I'll find you. extraordinary had happened on Friday, June 29th, I commented about this the next day. A clear voice replied, "You'll have a light real soon." When I asked what my agent would think of the revised edition of Voices from Beyond, the puzzling but interesting answer came back. 1,000 pages are cut. In June, someone on the other side came through with the interesting and significant message: there will always be a hollow in psych. Then you'll have to quit. Then stop to look for me. I asked those on the other side to give me an interpretation of this message, but they did not do this. The following day, I gave my own interpretation of what I thought they meant. And when I had finished, a female voice of unusual quality said, "Beautiful," and this is immediately followed with a male voice who said, "We like it."
Which I think you expressed in the two messages. When you said there will always be a hollow in psych, then you'll have to quit and stop to look for me. And my interpretation of these two messages is that if we do not have God in our psyche, in our soul, in our spirit, if God is not the motivating factor behind what we do, then we do have to quit whatever we're doing, and we have to stop and look for God. We have to put God back into our psyche, into our soul. We have to let Him be the motivating force within our life. Is this what you meant by the two messages which you gave yesterday? Thank you.